Greetings and welcome to my fat ass kitchen. Today what I will be preparing is some one country style rib, basically pork ribs. I'm going to start off with making the marinade for it, which pretty much barbecue style sauce. Start with some ketchup, about a cup. Just a little bit of spicy mustard. We use a little bit of yellow mustard just to get a different style of flavors in there. I'd say a tablespoon and a half of spicy brown mustard. I'm going to put approximately the same amount of yellow mustard in there. You want about 1 tablespoon of A1. You want about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And add a little bit of cherry juice. Not a lot, don't want to overpower it. A little bit of lemon juice to it. Now, for seasonings, use some fresh ground black peppercorn. Use some garlic, some chopped onions, and some Weber New Orleans Cajun seasoning. Pretty much just season it to taste. And just mix it together. Smells like there's too much mustard in there. Yep, definitely too much mustard. If you can't offset the flavor of the mustard with more ketchup, you could always try using either more brown sugar or just straight up granulated sugar. Alright, let's try this again. Much better. Alright, now that that's all said and done, before I handle the pork, I'm going to wash my hands because I've been touching my hair. Alright, I'm now going to want a spoon. I can get some of this in between each of the pieces of meat. seal this up, we're going to get as much of the air out as possible. Move the marinade around so that way it covers the meat. And we'll lay it flat. And that's what you're going to get right there. I'm going to let it sit in the fridge for about 6 hours, and I'll throw it in the crock pot. See you then. Alright, we're back. It's been approximately 6 hours since I started marinating the pork ribs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut up my vegetables and my potatoes. I'm going to throw them in the bottom of the crock pot with about 1.5 cups of water. Alright. I use about 6 medium-sized potatoes. So you don't want to cut them too small, you don't want to cut them too large, because you don't want them mashed before they even come out. Then I got 6 carrots peeled. I got a little bit of celery left, so I'm going to throw that in there. And I got 1 small size onion that I'm going to be throwing on top after I put the meat in there. Now a lot of people I know season their vegetables. I prefer to let the meat do that for me. That's why I stick the vegetables in first and then the meat on top. Alright, there's our starch potatoes. I'm going to get to cutting these celery up. I'm going to cut these relatively small, so that way they pretty much break down to almost nothing during the cooking process. I know I'm probably not cutting these right, but nor am I probably cutting them safely. But I just try to keep my fingers away from the blades. Constantly move my hand back so that way I don't really have to slow down much when I'm cutting. And that's our celery cut. Next I'm going to move on to the carrots. It should be easy. All of these have been washed and dried. Now the carrots, I'm not sure how thick I'm going to cut them. I'm going to probably vary the size. Probably cut some small, some thick, so that way we have a varying consistency of textures when we go to eat it. Some of them will be mush, and then some of them will be just right, and some might be a little hard to chew. But eating is, to me, about influencing as many factors like sight, sense, smell, how it feels in your mouth. I mean, they can smell great, but taste nasty. So I just try to shoot for middle of the road. I ain't looking for fancy. I ain't looking for underdone. I'm just looking looking for edible. Because sight and smell is literally half the flavor of the food. Because you're not going to want to eat something that looks nasty. Alright, now that the vegetables are in, I'm going to grab the pork. Which, as you can tell, after sitting for 6 hours, it's pretty good and well tenderized. I'm going to stick these in there. I'm going to stick the onions on top, and I'm going to throw them in on low for about 6 hours. Don't want to cook these too fast. Don't want to cook them too slow because you want to eat it sometime today. Oh yeah, they're not really falling apart already, but you can definitely tell that they're looser than when I stuck them in the bag. Alright. Throw that away, wash the hands, and get on to the onions. I'm going to slice some up and I'm going to dice the rest. I want varying textures when I go to eat this. Alright. That's what it looks like. Now I'm going to throw the lid on it. Cook it for about 6 hours and we'll be back. Alright, we're back. It's about 5 hours. I had to turn it up to high because I got hungry. But after all is said and done, there it is. It reached an internal core temperature of 167, so it's done cooked. And yeah, thanks for coming, and hopefully I'll welcome you back to my fat ass kitchen.